Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a new game hitting crowdfunding. It's one of the 3 that are going to be included in this campaign of Amsterdam Board Game Design Season 3, and this is called Greedy Grabbers, a treat-taking game. Yes, you heard me correctly, treat, not trick. And it's a game that it's all about Halloween. Players are embodying children which are trying to get as many candies as possible and convert them into points. The game lasts around 3 rounds, and each round has 2 phases. The grab phase, where you grab candy as much as possible, but be careful because being too greedy will cause you to be sick. And then each round has a second phase, which is a puzzle phase, where you convert these points, these candies to victory points, and you have also the ability to make some magic tricks with your spell cards to gain advantage. It's a very simple game in terms of gameplay and rules, but it's very satisfying and highly recommended. I would say that this is one of the fun games that you can play both as adults but also with kids, and it's a game because of the theme that really appeals to younger ages, I would say, due to the Halloween theme. But it's actually a very clever game where each round the player, just from their hand, they just put a candy card into the common pile, and this goes around the table, and everybody during this grab phase can just grab the pile at any given time. But be careful, for the whole duration of the game, for the 3 rounds, they have just 7 pumpkin tokens, meaning they have 7 opportunities to grab piles. Now, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get the best for your cards, for your personal stash, because you convert them into points at the end of each round. How you convert them? These candy cards are of different types, and they have values from 1 to 5 and from 1 to 4, and each of those is stacked according to their type at the end of each round. And if you have more than 5 candies, you take 0 points. If you have less than 5 candies in total, meaning the values, numerical values, you gain just 1 point for each of the cards you have. But if you for each of the candies you have. But if you have exactly 5, you gain a maximum of 5 plus 3 for a total of 8 points. So it's just a matter of being very observative and getting the correct cards for your what you're grabbing for your personal stash, but also by getting clever spell cards, you can manipulate each stack of what you're collecting by adding or removing a value from it, by converting candies to different types of candies, and so on. It's a really fun game. Highly recommend it. I already giving you my opinion, a really strong heads up, but let me show you how the game plays in practice, and let's meet up back at the end of this video for some final wrap up about how the game plays, what impression it left me, and why do I think it's a clever little card game that can fit every single situation, and it's highly recommended. So let's see first of all how it plays. Do visit the link in the description of the video, where you can find out more about this campaign and find out also 2 additional titles that will be presented from the channel. So let's see first of all how the game plays. Halloween, and you and your friends, dressed in your coolest costumes, are going trick or treating. Grab lots of candy and magic spells, but don't get too greedy. Too much candy will make you sick, unless you have the right magic spell. Will you grab the tastiest treats, or will your friends snatch them from under your witchy nose? Welcome to Greedy Grabbers, a treat-taking game. Yes, I said treat-taking and not trick-taking. So let's see how the game plays, but before doing anything else, let's start with familiarizing ourselves with the components of this nice, cool card game. First of all, we have 85 candy cards in 5 colors, each with the values from 1 to 4. Just show you the deck. I mean, this is already set up to start playing the game. This is the back of the cards. These are the different candies, okay? They're Halloween themed, and have values from 1 to 4. This is a zombie, for example, and this is a spider, okay? You'll see that you have different types of, a total of 5 different types of candies. And there is also some spell cards which have this beige background. And they're in 5 different types as well, okay? So this is our common pile of cards. We shuffle all of the cards together, and we create a pile in the center of our table. Then we have 45 pumpkin tokens. These are these nice cool pumpkin tokens. Again, keep this in mind that this is a prototype, so everything you see here is part of a prototype, and the final production is going to be different, and it's going to be much improved because this is just a prototype. Then we have a double-sided round tracker. The game lasts for 3 rounds. For the first and second round we use this side of the tracker, and for the third and last round we use the opposite side. Okay, right. So how we set up the game: first we give 7 pumpkin tokens to each player. Then we shuffle the candy and spell cards together in a common pile, and we deal a number of cards to each player up to their hand limit, which depends on the number of players. If we're playing with 3 players, everybody gets 4 cards. If we're playing 4 players, everybody gets 3 cards. If we're playing 5 players, everybody gets 3 cards again. And if we're playing 6 players, everybody gets 2 cards. This is a setup of demonstrating a 3-player game. 1, 2, 3 players. So everybody got 4 cards as their starting hand. Okay, these are drawn from the common deck, and I'm just placing them face up. This is just kept hidden as your personal hand. I'm just placing them flat on the table so that you can see what's in front of each of the players. Then we place the remaining cards face down next to the play area to form the draw pile over here, and we place the round tracker at the edge of the play area with the side for rounds 1 and 2 face up. We place the remaining pumpkins next to the round tracker, and we're ready to start the game. The starting player is the one who last ate something sweet. If no one can remember, which is rare, choose a starting player at random. Now, let's talk about the game flow. The game lasts 3 rounds in total, and each round has 2 phases: the grab phase and then the puzzle phase. In the grab phase, you grab the tastiest candies and most useful spells from the candy jar and add them to your personal stash. Across the entire game, all 3 rounds combined, you may grab a maximum of 7 times. That's why everybody starts the game with 7 pumpkin tokens. You use the pumpkin tokens to keep track of this. In the puzzle phase, it is time to score points using your candies and spells in your personal stash. Now let's take a closer look in each of those 2 phases. We're starting with the grab phase. Starting with the first player and continuing clockwise, players take turns playing 1 candy or spell card from their hand face up in the center of the table. This is a central candy jar, common for all. You don't refill your hand. Okay, so let's say that this player is the first player. They start by choosing a card from their hand and placing it in the common central pile, which is common for everybody. Okay, they don't refill their hand, and then we go clockwise to the next player who select 1 card and place it like that. Okay, same goes in turn order. Everybody selecting a card and placing it in the common stash. Round after round, or turn after turn I should say, everybody is picking 1 of their cards from their hand, followed by the next player selecting a card and placing it on the common central pile. Keep in mind, you never refill your hand at this phase. At any moment, if you like what is in the candy jar, you may slap your hand on it and grab the entire pile, placing all of the cards in your personal stash. Okay, so anybody can do that. Simultaneously, players may decide that this is a nice pile for me. They slap their hand and then they take all the pile of the cards on their personal stash. Okay, there is an exception. If you are the player who just played the card from their hand, you're not allowed to slap your hand on the table and grab the pile before another player places a card. Okay, so you may not grab the pile if you played the most recent card, only after another player has played a card. Right, so after grabbing the pile, let's say this player grabbed the pile, you may look at the cards. You have an impression or an indication of what you're collecting, and that was good enough for you to grab it, and you place them face down in your stash. Okay, so this is your personal stash. You place them here. Now, you may not look at them again until the puzzle phase. And since you grabbed a pile, you can do this 7 times in the course of the whole game throughout the 3 rounds combined. You place 1 of your pumpkin tokens on the first empty space of the round tracker to mark that you have grabbed. So it goes here. Okay? Then you refill each player's hand up to the hand limit. In this case, this player has 2 cards, but it may be different depending. Okay, and each player refills their hand up to their hand limit, which is, as we explained, depending on the number of players. Then, if you're the one who grabbed, you take the next turn by playing a card in the candy jar, meaning that player will start and do the same, followed by the next player, and so on. If there are not enough cards to refill player hands at this stage, you shuffle the discard pile and you create a new draw pile. If there are still not enough cards, the grab phase ends immediately and the puzzle phase begins. Keep in mind that it could happen that no one grabs a pile. If all players have played all of their cards in their hands and no one has grabbed the contents of the candy jar in the center, you do the following. You place 1 pumpkin token from tracker here, okay? And then you discard all cards. Everybody discards all their cards in their discard pile in the candy jar here, and each player draws cards up to their hand limit. The player who played the last card takes the next turn. Right, so let's see what happens when we end the grab phase. As soon as the round tracker is full, because players would have placed from their grabbing piles, and they would have placed various piles, various tokens here. At some point, the number of players, sorry, we're playing a 3 game, so it should be here. As soon as we reach the number of players we're playing, okay, we're playing 3 players, that means this card is full. As soon as the round tracker is full, you end the grab phase and move on to the puzzle phase. The number of pumpkins needed depends on the number of players, which is indicated on the round tracker by numbers. And you discard any card you still have in your hand. Okay, so this is full for 3 players by placing the last one here. The 7 pumpkins you have, again, I need to highlight that. At the start, it's all you're getting for the entire game. If you use many in the first round, you'll have fewer in the later rounds. Okay, so you need to be mindful and manage them wisely. Right, then move to the puzzle phase, which is the second phase of the round. All players perform the steps of the puzzle phase at the same time. You take all the cards you have from your stash. Okay, so let's say these were discarded because it was the end of the round. Okay, and at this stage, let's say people will have some piles grabbed through the grab phase. Okay, right, so everybody takes their cards that they grabbed from the grab phase, and they sort them by type. There are 5 types of candy. Okay, so you place them in columns. So let me show you how this would look if a player spreads and sorts their cards. You have chocolate butts, you have ghost cookies, you have pumpkin toffees, you have spider lollipops, and you have zombie gummies. Candy is nice, but too much candy can make you sick. You may have a maximum of 5 candies per type. If you have more than 5 of a type, you score no points for that candy type. Let's say in this case you have 2 plus 4, 6. That's more than 5 of a type for the specific type of candy. That means for this you'll score 0 points. Okay? If you have less than 5 of a type, in this case it's less than 5, 3 plus 1, 4, less than 5, you score 1 point per candy for that type. So 1 plus 1, 2 points for this pile. If you have exactly 5 candies of a type, you gain 3 bonus points plus the value of their candies for a total of 8 points. 5 plus 3, a total of 8. So 4 plus 1 equals exactly 5. That means this pile is going to give you 8 points of victory. So 8 plus 2, this player managed to gain a total of 10 for this round. Hopefully you have also collected some spell cards, like this one. which you can use to enchant your candy and gain more points. You must use all your spell cards if possible. You play each spell on one card, and you may also combine spells, and you may choose the order yourself. Spell cards. You must use a spell card on another card, and there are various types of spells. We have this type of spell card, which could be different depending on the candy. Okay, so you increase or decrease the value of one card of the candy type shown by 1. In this case, you would do that for the chocolate bat candy. You can either increase it by +1 or decrease it by +1 on a specific candy card. This one, discard one candy card of the type shown, in this case the ghost cookie candy, because it will make you go above 5, obviously. This one, discard any one kind or spell card. This one, change the type of candy on one card into another candy type. You move the card to the column of the new type. If its value stays the same, doesn't change. For example, a 2 spider candy can change to a 2 zombie candy card with this card. And the last one is this one, where you change one card of the shown candy type, in this case a spider candy, into any other candy type, and you move the card to the column of the new type, and its value again stays the same. So this could be a scoring example, where you check your stash at the end of the round and you see that you grabbed the following cards. Okay, you could have a set of points based on the cards on themselves, but keep in mind that all spell cards must be used if possible, and by using them wisely, these spell cards, you may score a lot more points, as you can see. So let's see this in practice. By using the spell card, this one, to change the ghost candy card into a zombie candy card, this one, okay, and there will be now 5 zombies by spending this and making it a zombie. 2 + 1 + 2 = 5, and this will give you 3 + 5, a total of 5 points. You can use the +1 - 1 pumpkin spell card to convert a pumpkin candy card of value 2 into a value of 1. So that means if played here, instead of 6 you'll have 5, and this will give you another 8 points. There are more than 5 but 3 + 3 + 3, okay, so they score no points, these give you 0. And there are 4 pumpkin candies, in the scenario that you have to also use as many cards as possible, which means here you will just have those. Okay, here this is going to be played here, and these are going to be played, this is going to be played here. Okay, to make this a spider lollipop, so that would be 3, and first of all you make it -1, so you make it 1, okay, and then you convert it to a pumpkin, so a total of 5, that means it gives you 8, and then that means that you simply are left with 1 card that you're not using, for example. Okay, so that could be just one of those scenarios, but you get the idea. You have to use as many spell cards as possible in order to have them used, and then you'll have your final score, which will be theoretically as much as possible, and you'll do that 3 times for the 3 rounds, and then you'll tally the total for your total score. When you used all your spells that you could use, count the points for each of your columns, write down the total points for each player, and this is the first or second round. You discard all the cards and start a new round. You also remove these pumpkin tokens from the scoring card, from the tracking card, so that you can start the second round. Okay? The player with the fewest points in this round becomes the starting player for the next round. For round 3, because we said for round 1 and round 2 you use this side, but for round 3 you flip this card to the opposite side, now showing the number 3 on top, and you play the final and third round. The end of the game. At the end of the round 3, add up all the points gained in the 3 rounds for each of the player, and the player with the most points wins. In case of a tie, the player with the most pumpkins remaining in their possession, they win. And if it is also tied, they share the victory. So there you have it. This is everything you need to know on how to play Greedy Grabbers, a very clever, fun and highly enjoyable game. So let's meet back up. So there you have it. This is Greedy Grabbers. And for me, this is an excellent, really excellent example of how sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, you don't need to make complex rule set, you don't need to make complex games, you simply have to make a standard framework, a gaming framework that works and it's fun and it has fast pace and it's highly enjoyable. And this game really delivers that. I really enjoyed it because for sure younger ages will have better attraction to it and have more appeal due to the theme. Okay, personally I love every kind of themes and that's fine, but this is just a matter of personal taste. Okay, but I'm talking about the mechanics and how the game works. The game is really clever because you just observe around the table what is being collected, but be careful, this is not kind of being fast and grab what you want quick. You have to also continuously calculating. The pile is increasing, something is being added. Does this break my bank from what I'm collecting from one of the types of the candies? Is this something that has more benefits in total victory points that I will get for the round, or more hazard or more harm because it will make me go above 5 for more than one categories and then null them in terms of victory points? Very clever. It has a lot of tension, but it's calculated tension. So this fact that you know people are adding cards one after the other and at some point everybody grabs, it's really interesting, but it doesn't give the pressure of being fast and grabbing, you know, the specific icon that you're looking from a pile. And we've seen games like that are fun, highly enjoyable, but they have a lot of stress. Okay, this is more calculated. If you just grab anything you see in front of you, you know, you just have 7 pumpkins, you know, and at some point they will end. So you need to make best use of them throughout 3 rounds. So you need to be clever, you need to be careful monitoring what is being on the pile. Maybe you need to trick the opponents by you know, giving them something and making them go beyond their banking, you know, their 5 limit, and then giving them some opportunities to zero their points, which is good for you and bad for them. But overall, I would say this is a very clever, highly enjoyable, fun little card game that it may look like a children game, and it is a children game. Essentially, it's very applicable to children, but it's a game that I will highly recommend as a filler. I would easily pick it up from my backpack in a, you know, in a gaming night and just have something fun, enjoyable, clever, and it's highly satisfying to play on the table with adults, with younger kids, with younger ages, with mixed groups and so on. So great design. It's no wonder because it's coming from Amsterdam Board Game Design Season 3. So these guys know what they're doing, and it's something that I highly recommend. You should better check it out. So many thanks for watching. Until the next one, take good care and play board games.